Hello fellow readers, I am Mona Lisa and welcome to my channel Mona Lisa Reads. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm so glad you came. Today I'm doing something simple, yet it'll kind of give you a chance to get to know a little bit more about me. I'm going to be doing a tag, so let's get going. I wasn't originally tagged by anybody for this, but I wanted to do a tag today, so I went and looked for some, and this one by MJ at Reading This Life was one that kind of piqued my interest. It gives you a little bit more insight into my reading habits and whatnot, and I thought, hey, they're still getting to know me, let's give them some more insight. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know who originally started this tag, but if I find the information, it will be in the description below, along with MJ's information from Reading This Life. So the first question is, and I'm going to use my phone and take off my glasses as I do so, because otherwise I can't read. So the first prompt is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? Yes. I have a couple of, ooh, there goes my chariot. I have a few different places. So there's my bed, and typically that's done at night or in the morning when my husband's still asleep, like on the weekend. I have a gray, comfy, rocky type chair. It's like, not a rocking chair, but it's a big gray, comfy chair that rocks back and forth. Sometimes the couch, and we also have a huge barrel chair. It's just a big round chair. I like reading in that one. The problem is that with my back right now, it's hard to get in and out of, so I don't get in that one as often. And if my back was in a mess, I also have a hammock chair that looks like this, and it's fun and amazing, but it kills my back at the moment, or else I'd probably do most of my reading in that chair. But so bedroom or in the living room. When my office is done, I do have an area for sitting, just not feasible at the moment, so I sit elsewhere. 2, bookmark or random piece of paper. Okay, I know bookmark dog-earing pages is like a big no-no for people. I'm one of those people. I'm a bookmark type person. If I don't have a bookmark on me, I will use a piece of paper, a receipt, a napkin, a straw cover. What is it called? This thing right there, my brain. When I promise you, I know words. It's just when I go to do this, words leave my mind. So anyway, I do like bookmarks. I don't have a ton of them. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten a bit more picky about them. But 2 of my favorite bookmarks are these. The first one is a wooden one, and I'll do a picture, but it's a wooden one. I got it up when I went to Monticello with my husband and my cousin, and I think my brother was with us. I don't remember. But it's just really pretty wood, and it says, "I cannot live with books," which is a quote by Thomas Jefferson. And then the other one I have is this beautiful bookmark, and again, an up-close picture. This was done by a woman I found on Instagram named Gladys Marino, and if I'm saying her name wrong, I'm sorry, but she paints these little scenes with the trees, and she really likes Twilight, so she also does stuff on canvas, and so a lot of moons and a lot of trees and stars, and sometimes she does stuff with animals that's just really gorgeous, and so she does have them on there. I know she was just injured or something recently, so I don't know how much she's actually going to get done, but these do sometimes sell out because she does other stuff, but she does have some like pre-made ones of some of her art. So if you're interested, I would definitely go and check her out. Information's down below, but I just love the look of her stuff, and I love the tassel. I'm not a big tassel person normally, but I like the tassel in this. It's held up really well, and I can be kind of rough on things, so I'm a bookmark person is the short answer. So yes. 3, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? I tend to like to stop at the end of a chapter or paragraph or section, but if I have to because I have to leave or I have to go adult or something like that, I can do it. It's just not my preference. My preference would be like at the end of a section or a chapter. Do I have to have a certain number of pages? No. My goal would be to read a certain amount of time versus pages. Of course, there's sometimes, days when I want to read a certain amount of pages, but typically it's like at least a half hour a day. Doesn't always happen, but we try. 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Yes, both. I typically will do, this chair is going to kill me. I typically will do like a hot chocolate or a tea if it's wintertime, sometimes even still during the summer. During the summer I'll do water, mostly water, sometimes juice or something. So yes, I'll drink a variety of different things depending on mood and season. Eating, not as much. I don't want to get, any grease or food coloring crap or whatever on the pages. So I tend not to eat a whole lot. If I do, maybe like a small little snack size candy bar or something like that. I don't eat like full meals or anything when I'm reading. Let's see, multitasking, music or TV while reading. I know some people like complete silence. Others are like me, like a little bit music or background noise. I don't like the TV so much because it is words and people speaking, so I can get distracted by the words instead of paying attention to the words I'm reading. But music, most definitely. I tend to like classical or some sort of like piano, cello, flute type something or other while I'm reading. But I only do it at home. If I'm out and about, I'm okay with whatever sound is around me. But if I'm at home, it's generally music. Just something light and not very loud in the background. So music, yes. Sometimes TV, but that's not preferable. Reading at home or everywhere? Everywhere. I will read anywhere. I like having books in the car tend to be audiobooks so I don't get nauseous. Never know when that'll happen. I'll take a book. I used to take a friend to a lot of doctor's appointments, so I'd have a book or crocheting with me. I'll take them, anywhere, everywhere. Quick answer. One book at a time or several at once? Depends on my mood. Typically I have more than one book going. I have a book on my Kindle that I read like with the lights off to help me sleep, get to sleep. I also have another one by the bedstand usually to read if I don't want to do my Kindle, and then I'll have one other one that's my main book that I'm reading. At other times I'll have 3 or 4 different books going. I've noticed recently because I'm doing the Farseer trilogy and I have just finished the Inheritance cycle that I want to finish the series. So I'm focusing on the series, and so a lot of other books are kind of being put on the back burner. So right now it's like one at a time almost, except for the one at night. But typically it's more than one. I have this thing. I have to finish a series if I can. So right now, one at a time, except for the nighttime one. Normally, it's a mix, but that's part of all being a mood reader. Let's see. 8, reading out loud or silently in your head. 99.9% of the time, it's in my head. I only read out loud if I'm reading something and I'm not comprehending it. If I need to focus more because of something distracted me, I'll read out loud. I don't like hearing myself read out loud. So yeah, definitely in my head, where all the other voices are. They're friends. Let's see. 9, do you read ahead or skip pages? No. Why would you do that? I know some people, I have a friend, I don't know if she's seen this, Amy, who will read the end of the book, like the last several pages of the book. It kills me. Like, I was reading a book. I was reading The Midnight Library, and she was also reading it, and she wanted to know how it ended. And so when I brought the book over to her house, she actually read like the last 2 or 3 pages. And I was like, but now you know how it ends and nothing in between. She goes, that's okay. Yeah, I'm not going to like the ending, or I'm not going to like this book because of how it ended. I'm like, Why do you do that? You people that do that. Why? You may not like necessarily how the book ends, but there may be really good stuff in between. So, the only way I skip ahead is to see how many pages are left in a chapter, but I don't like read ahead or skip pages. The only book so far that I really felt like doing that, actually not the only book, but the only one that comes to mind is The Princess Bride. I didn't like it. And that book made me want to skip ahead, most definitely. But typically, no, I don't skip pages. That's misinformation. Why? Okay. 10. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new. When I was younger, break the spine. Like, I don't know why. It was a thing. Now, don't break the spine. It happens. It's a part of life. So if it happens, it happens. But do I purposely do it? No. So, yeah. Do you write in your books? That's also like a depends situation. A novel, like any of these behind me, pretty much, yeah. I'm not gonna write in. Like sci-fi, fantasy, middle grade, probably not, unless like I was doing an in-depth Bible study. And let me start over. Taller. Okay, let me start over with what I was saying. It depends on the book. Like my sci-fi fantasy, no. Autobiographies, memoirs, usually not. Middle grade, no. Classics are possibility. It depends. Like I have an older copy of Jane Eyre, paperback, that I want to just be able to take notes in. Like pull stuff out of it that I haven't pulled out of it before. So it depends. Like 98% of the time, no, in general books. Now, if you're talking about like a book about the Bible or a self-help book or a marriage book or adoption book or something, then yes, I will to take notes. And typically those books I have physical forms of so that I can write in them. I found that with like adoption books or parenting books, I want to make notes, and especially if it's through Hoopla, it's just not the same to reference back to things. And so knowing that I'm going to want to reference back to certain things in certain books like parenting, marriage, whatnot, I like having the physical books so I can write notes. So that's where the 2 to 5% of like writing in books comes in, because I think it's helpful for certain types of books to do that. But generally, like my fantasy and whatnot, no, it's not. I don't know why you would do. I mean, I know some people annotate and like hearts all over things that they love, and there's nothing wrong with that for that person. It's just not my thing. If I'm gonna do like any notations in a book like that, I have the like little tabs I stick in and color code, and it's a whole thing in my brain. So yeah, but that is the end of the my reading habits tag. Very simple. Learned a little bit more about my reading habits, more about me, and it says to now tag people. And I mean I could tag Chaz and Bookara and the normal people I do, but basically anybody who's looking at this and wants to do this tag, you're it. It is now your turn to do the reading habits tag. And that's all for now. I have another video I'm planning on doing this week that will come out on Sunday, and that will be my wrap up for the month of February and what I plan to read in the month of March. So yes, I will see you again very soon. I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you as always for spending some time with me. You could be prepping your garden or braiding your hair or reading a magazine, but you're watching me instead, and I'm so very grateful. So if you would be so kind as to do all the YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, I'd be forever grateful. And in the meantime, go read a great book, and I'll see you later.